Good morning, students. I am Dr. J. Maheshwari Vaskiran, Assistant Professor in the Department of Chemistry of Ayanadar Janaki Ammal College. In this class, let us see about the structural elucidation of vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 is a water-soluble vitamin. This is obtained from rice bran and yeast. In the structural elucidation of any organic compound involves 4 steps. First one is the determination of molecular formula. The second step is the determination of its functional group. And third one is predicting its basic carbon skeleton. And fourth one is proposing structure for the unknown compound. And finally, the proposed structure is confirmed through a synthesis. And the confirmation is supported by many spectral analytical techniques. Here, look at this formula. This formula contains 8 carbon atoms, 11 hydrogen atoms, 1 nitrogen atom and 3 oxygen atoms. Therefore, we have to predict the functional nature of nitrogen and oxygen in vitamin B6. Okay. Now, we need not to bother about the carbon and the hydrogen present in the molecule. Considering the nature of oxygen, usually oxygen exists as a hydroxyl group or carboxyl involved in heterocyclic ring formation. These are the possibilities of a hydroxyl group. Even if it is a hydroxyl group, there may be a primary, secondary or tertiary hydroxyl. Okay. To finding out the presence of a hydroxyl group, we have to find out whether it has any active hydrogen atoms in its structure. Because active hydrogen atom is possessed by 2 types of functional group. One is hydroxyl, another one is amino group. There is no hydrogen atom in the tertiary amino group. Okay, how we are going to find out and estimate the amount of hydrogen atoms, active hydrogen atoms? We are using Zier-Witinoff method for this. The application of Zier-Witinoff method showed the presence of 3 active hydrogen atoms in its structure. A Zier-Witinoff method is nothing but it is a method for the quantitative determination of active hydrogens in a chemical compound by adding methyl magnesium iodide and quantitatively measuring the volume of gaseous methane evolved. Using that method, we have found out there are 3 active hydrogen atoms in its structure. Okay, therefore, there may be a possibility of 3 hydroxyl groups in the structure of pyridoxine. Okay, how we are going to prove this? It is treated with the diazomethane. Pyridoxine formed a monomethyl ether, which on acetylation gave a diacetyl. What is the information obtained in this reaction? Therefore, it appears that the 3 oxygen atoms in pyridoxine are present as hydroxyl groups. And since one is readily methylated, this is probably phenolic. Okay. Out of the 3 hydroxyl groups, 1 hydroxyl group may be a phenolic and other 2 hydroxyl groups may be exist as alcoholic hydroxyl group. This conclusion is supported by the fact that the pyridoxine gives ferrichloride color reaction of phenol. This is confirmed through the reaction of ferrichloride. Thus, the other 2 hydroxyl groups are alcoholic. The examination of the ultraviolet absorption spectrum of pyridoxine showed that it is similar to that of 3-hydroxypyridine. It was therefore informed that pyridoxine is a pyridine derivative with a phenolic group in position 3. From the ultraviolet absorption spectrum, it is proved that the structure of pyridoxine contains 3-hydroxypyridine. Therefore, we obtained the information that in the structure of pyridoxine, it contains a pyridine ring along with the hydroxyl group at position 3. Okay, further, since lead tetraacetate has no action on the monomethyl ether of pyridoxine, this leads to the conclusion that the 2 alcoholic groups are not on adjacent carbon atoms in a side chain. If the hydroxyl groups are existed in the side chain, in the adjacent carbon atoms, it should form this cyclic structure. But it does not react with lead tetraacetate. Therefore, the 2 hydroxyl groups are not present in the side chain. When this methyl ether is very carefully oxidized with alkaline potassium permanganate, the product is a methoxypyridine tricarboxylic acid with the molecular formula C6H7NO7. This acid gave a blood red color with ferrous sulfate, a reaction which is characteristic of pyridine 2 carboxylic acid. Thus, one of the three carboxyl groups is in the second position. Okay. What we are doing? This methyl ether. First pyridoxine is methyl ether. That methyl ether is very carefully oxidized with the potassium permanganate. You are oxidizing the methyl ether very carefully. The product is a methoxypyridine tricarboxylic acid. We are getting a tricarboxylic acid with the molecular formula C6H7NO7. Therefore, what is the information, structural information obtained from this reaction is there is a carboxylic acid group at position 2 in the pyridine nucleus. When the methyl ether of pyridoxine was oxidized with alkaline permanganate under the usual condition, the products were carbon dioxide and the anhydride of a dicarboxylic acid. Pyridoxine is methylated and the methyl ether is very carefully oxidized with alkaline potassium permanganate. The product is a methoxypyridine tricarboxylic acid with the molecular formula C6H7NO7. Okay, this acid gave a blood red color with ferrous sulfate, a reaction which is characteristic of pyridine 2 carboxylic acid. Thus, one of the three carboxyl groups is in the second position. From this reaction, what is the structural information obtained? The methyl ether is carefully oxidized. It yields a tricarboxylic acid. Okay, this tricarboxylic acid answers for the test of pyridine 2 carboxylic acid. Therefore, we are coming to the conclusion that there is a carboxylic acid group in the second position of the pyridine nucleus. Now, the methyl ether of pyridoxine was oxidized with alkaline potassium permanganate. First we are oxidizing carefully. Now we are oxidizing, simply oxidizing the methyl ether of pyridoxine under the usual condition. The products were carbon dioxide and the anhydride of a dicarboxylic acid. We are getting an anhydride. You are getting an anhydride of a dicarboxylic acid. And one of the carboxylic acid group is eliminated as carbon dioxide. What is this? The information is the two carboxylic acid groups are attached to the adjacent carbon atoms, or they are in the ortho position of the pyridine nucleus. Since this anhydride on hydrolysis to its corresponding acid, there is no carboxyl group in second position, which does not answer for the pyridine 2 carboxylic acid test. Therefore, on oxidation with potassium permanganate of monomethyl ether of pyridine tricarboxylic acid, lost one COOH group at second position. Okay, it therefore follows that on carboxylation, the tricarboxylic acid eliminates the two carboxylic group to form the anhydride. Thus, the tricarboxylic acid could have either of the following structures. From the above reactions, we are proposing the structure tricarboxylic acid obtained in the careful oxidation of. Okay, from the previous reactions, we are proposing the structure, these structures for the tricarboxylic acids obtained in the. We are proposing these two structures for pyridine tricarboxylic acid obtained in the careful oxidation of methylated pyridoxine. Here, in this structure, we are placing this two COH groups in the ortho position and methylated hydroxyl group, and one of the carboxylic acid group should be in the second position, and we have to predict whether the eliminated carboxylic acid functional group is adjacent to the carboxylic acid group or a methoxyl group. Now, pyridoxine methyl ether contains 3 oxygen atoms, one as methoxyl and the other two alcoholic. It is therefore possible that the two carboxyl groups and the third from a methyl group. Okay. Therefore, the pyridoxine could be either of the following. From the above reactions, the possibility for the third carboxylic acid group is due to the oxidation of. This is due to the oxidation of methyl group. Therefore, we are proposing the structure for the pyridoxine like this. We are proposing two different structures. Again, there is the position of CH3 is uncertain. There is a possibility of CH3 group based upon its molecular formula. Okay. Based upon the molecular formula, there is a possibility of methyl group. This methyl group oxidized to a carboxylic acid group during the oxidation. Further, we have to make a decision between the two structures, which was made on the following evidence. When pyridoxine methyl ether was oxidized with barium permanganate, the product was a dicarboxylic acid with the molecular formula C9H9, which did not give a red color with ferrous sulfate. Thus, there is no carboxyl group in the second position. Therefore, a third carboxylic acid group, which is in the second position, is due to the oxidation of methyl group, not from a hydroxyl group. And also, since the dicarboxylic acid formed an anhydrate and gave a Thalian fusion with resorcinol, therefore two alcoholic hydroxyl groups are in the ortho position. The analysis of both the dicarboxylic acid and its anhydride showed the presence of a methyl group. Thus, the structure of this dicarboxylic acid is either 1 or 2. Here, this is 1 and this is 2. This or this. In this structure of the CH3 group is predicted in the following reactions. This position of methyl group, we have to predict the position of methyl group in the pyridoxine nucleus. Okay, it is proved through a synthesis. This is synthesized. The tricarboxylic acid is synthesized from a known compound with known structure. We are taking this compound, a reactant. Here we should note the position of methoxyl group and a methyl group, and this position and this position. This and this going to oxidize a carboxylic acid group. And also this methyl group can oxidize into a carboxylic acid group in the using potassium permanganate as the oxidizing. So we are getting this tricarboxylic acid. Therefore, the position of methyl group is proved, which is adjacent to the phenolic hydroxyl group in the pyridoxine molecule. Hence, on the following evidence, the structure of pyridine is as follows. The pyridine nucleus with two alcoholic hydroxyl groups and a phenolic hydroxyl group, and a methyl group is next to the nitrogen atom, that is at the second position. This proposed structure is confirmed through a synthesis of Harris et al. We are taking ethyl ester of N-formyl D-alanine as the initial compound or reactant, which is treated with phosphorus pentoxide. Therefore, this compound is cyclicized to give this. On treatment with malic ester forms an adduct. This is the adduct. This is on treatment with or on hydrolyzed with hydrochloric acid. Finally, it is treated with the ethyl alcohol. It gave this product. This on reduction with lithium aluminum hydride yields pyridoxine. Pyridoxine is the expected product. Okay, therefore the structure of pyridoxine is proved. This is the structure of pyridoxine. The pyridoxine contains a pyridine nucleus with two alcoholic hydroxyl group in ortho position and a phenolic hydroxyl group, and in the second position there is a methyl group. Although pyridoxine has vitamin activity, that the related compounds pyridoxal and pyridoxamine are more active than pyridoxine. Thus, pyridoxine, pyridoxal and pyridoxamine are collectively referred as vitamin B6. Actually, vitamin B6 is the mixture of three components. First one is pyridoxamine and pyridoxal, another one is pyridoxine. We have established a structure of pyridoxine. There is only one difference between the pyridoxine and pyridoxal. Here, this CH2OH group is oxidized to CHO, that is aldehyde group. And here, in this, the OH group is replaced by an amino group. And therefore, vitamin B6 is the mixture of three components, that is pyridoxamine, pyridoxal and pyridoxine. That's all about, my dear students. Thank you for your patience.